Coach Lon Kruger joins the show. Please bring him in.
Yeah.
Coach.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, guys.
Coach, man. Hey, Coach, I gotta be honest. That face right now I'm looking at is something I grew up watching on the sideline, man. So I can't appreciate you. I appreciate you for joining us here today.
Well, thank you. You make me feel old. That's good.
You look good to me, Coach. I love your background. I see all your accomplishments in the background. That's how you do it.
A lot of grandkid pictures and a lot of good memories for sure.
No doubt. Coach, we won't hold you too long. I know you're about to get out to the links. One of my good friends in this world is Pat Perez, who's now, obviously a bit, I think he's held a card for longer than anybody on PGA, and then he went over to the Live. But so good hunting today. Hopefully you shoot under par. Hey, Coach, we share something in common. I coached JUCO a long time in Kansas, obviously, Independence and Garden City. I know you're from those neck of the woods, obviously a K-State legend. My former boss is in the rafters there in Manhattan. Tammy Romstead, female hooper. She came after you after you played, obviously. But
she was great. She was a great player for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. She said to tell you hello. She's now out in Kansas City area, in I think in the YMCA region of things. But I got to ask you, Coach, we let the show off right out the gate here. It's a different world. Wild, Wild West times 10, it sounds like. I don't know if I could coach it anymore. I don't know how bad you miss it. But let me ask you, you just took Oklahoma to the Final Four not too long ago. It seems like a long time ago, but really it was 9 years ago or so. And since that time, Coach, we got a guy last night in Coach Willard addressing his team prior to playing Florida in a Sweet 16 contest, telling him, I'm probably taking the Villanova job. Where are we at? Is this normal practice, Coach? Like, I never heard of anything like this. We're seeing coaches getting poached during the tournament and players getting poached, and the portals that actually open during the tournament. I've never seen nothing like this. Chime in for me, Coach.
Well, there's not been anything like this. It's a different world today altogether. It's not so much about relationships or loyalties. I'm not sure we're teaching the young people lifetime of lessons. Some certainly benefit from the money, and that's great. I think all coaches feel okay with that. Certainly, NIL is not what it was intended to be in terms of earning what your real value is in name, image, likeness. But now the players, agents, they all feel entitled, and coaches are having to deal with something that they're not used to from past years. So it's not normal. It's a new world, and it's a new game, and hopefully we can get some boundaries on it at some point. I think we need to stop tweaking it each year and just get to the next stage, which these guys are professionals. Make them accountable. Right now they just get the money, and if they play well, fine. If they don't, they still expect the money. So I'm not a huge fan of the guardrails right now. Certainly a fan of players getting paid, what they're worth, but that's not quite where it's at right now.
Coach, let me ask you this. To that point, in your opinion, it almost sounds like, are you suggesting that there should be some sort of incentive-based, like stipulations or contracts that goes in place to where, like, if a player does not live up to their contract, so to speak, or if a player decides they want to transfer in the middle of the year instead of playing the whole year, they don't get the money? I guess is that kind of what you're leaning towards, or no?
Well, something in that direction. Just make it a partnership, make it accountable from both directions. Right now, they expect the money, and if and several times, a little injury will, agents advise them to not play. They're still getting paid. So again, they're professionals. They make them show up, make them work. That's what they should be expected to do. If we want to teach them what's going to happen when they graduate a couple years from now or finish school, we need to try to help prepare them. There's going to be a huge disappointment for a lot of these kids year 2, 3 down the road after they get out of school, because what they're doing right now is not the way it works in the real world.
The real world, I tell my guys all the time, they're just going to smack you in the mouth. You better get ready for it. And I don't think we're setting them up for success. I think we're setting them up for failure. I gotta be honest. Coach, what's your favorite run at it? I know you took Florida deep into this tournament. I know you've taken Oklahoma. You had a run at UNLV. I know your son was at UNLV as well. We had a coach, Josh Pastor, on who just replaced, I think, your son over there at UNLV. What's your favorite run a legendary career of yours?
Yeah, so many fun teams. Obviously the two teams that went to the Final Four were special. They, their abilities and interests complemented each other very well. They were fun to be around every day. They had high expectations for themselves and depended on each other. And I think that's what coaches appreciate more than anything else, when you get a group that's motivated and genuine about playing for each other and making plays for each other. Those teams are fun to watch develop throughout the years. So yeah, the Florida team in '94, the OU team in '16, both a lot of fun to be around every day.
No to doubt. That point, Coach, obviously you coached a lot of great players, but if there was one person, I'm putting you on the spot, there's one person that stood out the most, who would you say was the greatest player you've ever coached, and why?
Yeah, that's a tough one there. That's a lot. Enjoyed so many of them, of course. Yeah. But Mitch Richmond back at Kansas State, just a terrific player. Obviously, a great NBA career. Buddy Hield, now with Golden State. Austin Reeves with the Lakers. No one's been more skilled than Trae Young. Now in Atlanta. You can go down the line a long ways, and had a lot of fun with a lot of guys. Joel Anthony, the guy that won a couple rings in Miami, was at UNLV with us, and just a terrific worker, and did everything he could to make the team better. And just so many great players, and a lot of fun to see those guys today that are still playing have good success.
Coach, go ahead, Smitty.
I'm sorry, real quick, one more, JB, real quick. So me and JB, we're both Lakers fans. We live out here in LA. Just real quick, did you ever expect Austin Reeves to be as good as he is right now? Because he's been balling.
He's been unbelievably great. Knew Austin was a gym rat. Had a passion for the game, loved it. I don't know that anyone could have projected to do what he's doing because it's at such a high level. Yeah. But great to see. If you want someone that just want to cheer for someone that just loves to play the game, Austin's a good guy. He loves it, and he's all about team. He's all about winning. He's a great teammate. I'm very happy for Austin.
No doubt. Coach, you recruited Mitch out of JUCO, I believe, Mitch Richmond. Where'd he go, like Moberly or something?
Moberly, yeah. He was in Moberly with Coach Dana Altman.
That's right.
So we got Mitch. We got Coach Altman, who was fantastic. Certainly just a great player. Just loved to play. Again, just all about winning, all about his teammates. Good run with Mitch back in 86 through 88 at Kansas State.
Yeah, he played with a good friend of mine. I was a hoop guy, Coach, playing in high school. I played with the O'Bannon brothers, obviously, who won a title for Coach Herrick at UCLA in 95. But I played there with a guy named Tom Tolbert, who played in the NBA a long, long time, who was on those Run TMC teams with Mitch and Chris Mullen and Hardaway in Golden State. So he was a family, one of my brother's best friends. So it was good watching those old school cats. I got to ask you guys, Coach, you were the first, I believe, coach in NCAA history to lead 5 programs to the tournament. And now I think you've been joined since by Tubby Smith and Rick Pitino. I believe Steve Alford has joined you as well. That's a pretty big feat coming from a small town in Kansas, going to coaching at Pitt State. I mean, guys, I trust me, not too many people in the chat here probably know what those places are like. But is that a big feat for you? Was that a big accomplishment to get all those teams into this tournament?
Well, didn't think too much about it at the time, of course. To get in the tournament is hard to do. I mean, fans take that for granted when their schools go year after year. But no, it takes a special group of young guys and guys playing well. So certainly a nice group to join, and no question about that when you list those names. But didn't think too much about it, and it probably won't think too much about it going forward. But certainly fun to bring back those memories.
Coach, when you're at K-State, for instance, just having the Kansas Jukes in that region, how heavy did you recruit them? And then any great JUCO story walking into a Fort Scott rodeo arena or somewhere? I'm going to try to get Brad Underwood on here because obviously he's another Kansas guy in Kansas Juke out of Illinois right now. But any stories of recruiting the Jukes in Kansas at that time?
Well, as you know, JUCO basketball in Kansas was among the best in the country. Kansas and Texas back in those days in the 80s and 90s. And so, everyone came to the state and recruited them hard. Certainly we did at Kansas State. It changed a little bit when the prep schools came into vogue. And
Yep.
all of a sudden kids were going 1 year of prep instead of JUCO. So that changed it a little bit, but seems to be a little bit of a bounce back. And maybe with this new window of JUCO's not, JUCO play not counting toward college 4 years, that might help revitalize even more the junior college basketball. But a lot of great players and certainly great JUCO basketball in Kansas.
Did you recruit like the likes of Ruben Patterson when he was at Independence and guys like that? I know, there's stories when I took the job there. I see this basketball, all these people on the wall, and I'm like, damn, I didn't realize all these guys went to Independence, a little less. The Kansas Jukes obviously having the football prowess that they have, but basketball as well. They've got a lot of guys that came out of Kansas JUCOs in the NBA, huh?
Oh, absolutely. There's a ton of great players. Coach Hartman, who I played for at Kansas State, won a national championship at Coffeyville in the early 60s. So, the great history with Kansas junior college basketball.
No doubt.
No, I love it for sure. I'm going to ask you this, Coach, just kind of more of a general question. You've seen the game evolve so much from, when you started coaching to where it's at today. Just in general, I guess, how do you view where the game is today? Do you feel like it's in good hands? Obviously, we know the NIL and all that. We all kind of agree on that there needs to be more structure. But the actual product on the court, are you liking what you see, or do you feel like the game is kind of took a few steps back in recent years?
Oh, it's a great game. It's a great game. It's a different game. I think if you worry about what it was as a truly amateur activity, you'd be frustrated every day. Right. But it's a great game. It's the players are great. I think they just keep getting better. They keep getting bigger, faster. Just great games here in the Sweet 16. So you just can't watch without appreciating the talent and the skill that's on the floor. So it's different because players, it's not a relationship based roster anymore. It's about more NIL, and then the coaches have the challenge of still the challenge is the same, to put a team on the floor that gets good results. And it's a little bit different challenge today, given the the portal and the movement of the players and coaches from 1 year to the next.
No doubt. Coach, I don't want to hold you too much longer. I just got to ask you this one question, man, before we get you out of here. Go hit the links. Is it true, though, that you got an invite to play quarterback for the Cowboys?
Ooh. Well, it gets a bigger story every year,
Bigger fish. Who got away? The fish that got away, huh?
No, it's not true. The Cowboys back in the early 70s, they had Bob Hayes, the track guy, and they had different guys from other sports playing. So they traveled around the country and visited different campuses and worked guys out. And we did do that. But the invitation to play quarterback never came, so they weren't that impressed, I guess.
Now, did you play it though in high school?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved. I went to Silver Lake High School, which is our graduating class was 35, so all the guys played everything. Whatever the season was. So football, basketball, baseball. Enjoyed those memories for sure.
No doubt. Smitty, we got to ask him as he walks out of here, man, and hits the links. Coach, who's your favorite? Am I going to hear the Duke Blue Devils again from another legendary coach? Because everybody's come on here and said Duke's by far the best team. I got Houston winning it just for the defensive prowess and the way they play it, lock it down. Where are you at with this tournament, and who comes out of here holding the trophy?
Yeah, great teams remain. Great teams. I thought Duke and Florida all along were best positioned to win it with their depth and their roster. Houston's great. Auburn's great. I mean, you can go down the list a long way. What Tom's done at Michigan State. I mean, you can go down the list a long way, and they all could make an argument. It's going to be fun to watch play out.
No doubt, Coach. No doubt. Coach, man, we can't thank you enough. I know we stole you from hitting the link, so go out there, man, and swing away. And I appreciate you joining us. We'll have to have you again sometime. Good luck to you and your son. I know he's still out there coaching. Yes, and I appreciate you joining us, Coach.
Thank you. Always our pleasure. Give Tammy our best. She was great.
I will. I appreciate you.